to another lab. This is the Goral Palmer Soil Mechanics Lab. And Goral Palmer is an engineering firm not too far down the road in Waterville, Maine. And they've done some geotechnical engineering. They do a lot of transportation engineering. They hire a number of our graduates. And at this point, I'd like to step back for a minute and talk a little bit about the curriculum in the department and how the courses tie together. We focused in the first two labs on a first-year course called Materials. But in civil engineering, we break the program down into 5 subdisciplines. There's environmental, there's geotechnical, there's structural, there's transportation, there's water resources. And you're going to take a required class in all 5 of those areas. You'll take one in your second year in transportation. You'll take required classes in the other 4 your third year. One of them is geotechnical engineering, and that's an important class, and it also has a lab associated with it. So you take the class, you've got 3 hours of work at class time, and then 2 hours a week you're in here testing soil. And if you think about soil, I mean, I'm sure you've all dug a hole. You've dug several holes. You've gotten different types of soil. You know, clay, gravel, silt, sand. You have intuitive understanding of what these things are. But they also have very important engineering properties that you've got to learn about to be a civil engineer, because everything we build is founded on the earth. And if we don't have a good foundation under our structures or any facility that we build, it's not going to be a long-lasting, durable facility. So we'd like to build things on good, stiff soil, like a good gravel. And in this lab, you'll do things like run compaction tests on gravel. And there's standard ASTM standard tests you'll run, and you'll study the density, how density varies with water content after applying a known energy to that soil by dropping a weight from a certain height, quantifying that. But there's, you know, and you think, yeah, absolutely, we want to build on gravel. We wouldn't want to build on clay. It's not very good. It's kind of soft and squishy. But that has a place as well. For example, if you're capping a decommissioned landfill and you've got to cover it with some soil, you wouldn't want to put a permeable soil up there. You might want to use clay. In fact, you would want to use clay, because when the water hits it, it runs off, and then the water doesn't go into the trash, and in turn go into the groundwater, and in turn pollute somebody's well, right? So every type of soil has its place, and permeability is an engineering property that's very important to a civil engineer. And in fact, on the opposite wall over here, those are devices with which we measure permeability of soil. You take a little column of soil, subject it to a fixed head of water, and measure the rate of flow of the water through that soil. That becomes very important in groundwater flow problems and in general whenever you need that permeability, like in capping a landfill. So, little overview of the program. Now, those 5 areas, you can earn a concentration in 4 of them. You can earn a concentration in environmental, in structures, in transportation, or in water resources. You do that by taking a sequence of 3 electives in that area after the required class and earning a C or better. And that concentration demonstrates to a prospective future employer that, hey, this person has significant expertise in a particular area of civil engineering. That can be very helpful to you as you're graduating, going out, and looking for your first job. And you know, so that's a good thing about the program. But we do require breadth. You must take at least 1 elective in 3 of those 5 areas. You come out with a civil engineering degree. We ensure breadth of knowledge in civil engineering, but also give you the ability to specialize and get recognized for it with a concentration.